After a chaotic weekend at the Gear Circuit in Macau, we find ourselves crossing over to the Dubai Autodrome for the second meeting of the 2014-15 FF2M Asia Series. I am your FF2M commentator Joseph Willows, and we found ourselves at the cracking Dubai Autodrome, the track that was built in 2004 during a time where in that part of the world a lot of racetracks were being built that had an FIA Grade 1 certificate. In Macau, of course, last time out we had Cristobal Alvarez win the feature race, and in the sprint race we had Sam Bird winning after chaotic 2 races there, especially on the first lap at turn 3. Obviously, I mentioned this track got built during a time when a lot of tracks during that area were building tracks. Of course, you had this track in Dubai. You also had the Bahrain International Circuit in Bahrain, which is where we are going for the 4th meeting. You also had the Shanghai International Circuit, which will be the final meeting, and of course, you had the Losail International Circuit. So, we are here at the Dubai Autodrome, which in my opinion should host a Formula 1 race in real life. We'll be having 32 laps in the feature race and then 13 laps in the sprint race. So it's going to be quite interesting to see. Last time out, when we were last here, Fabio Lima took the victory in the feature race, and it didn't appear like there was a winner in the sprint race either for some reason. So, might need to check on that for some reason. There may have been only just one race here when it last came here. But we are here for 2 races, and we're going to have a look at the starting grid then for the feature race here at Dubai. And as you can see, on pole position it is Jaime Alguersuari for Spaniel, with Max Verstappen alongside him in 2nd for Gutierrez. Sam Bird will start in 3rd, with Gencho Chi in 4th position for Willows Jr. 5th on the grid goes to Daniel Kvyat, followed by Robin Frins in 6th position for Liquid Target. Rio Haryanto is in 7th with Esteban Ocon in 8th position for Willows. 9th on the grid goes to Pierre Gasly, followed by Sergei Sirotkin in 10th position. 11th on the grid is going to go to championship leader Cristobal Alvarez, followed by Oliver Rowland in 12th position. 13th is Mitch Evans, followed by Nobuharu Matsushita in 14th position. On row 8 of the grid, we have Benjamin Pryor, the Welshman, in 15th, with Roberto Merri in 16th position. 17th on the grid goes to Pascal Wehrlein, followed by Artem Markelov, who will start in 18th. 19th goes to Sean Galal in the Liquid Target, followed by Ma Qinghua in 20th position. And on the last row of the grid here in Dubai, we have Brendan Hartley for Shake and Brake Julia and Roy Nasali for OLM. So here we are then on the grid for the feature race, as the 5 lights are now on. And we are underway for the feature race here at the Dubai Autodrome, and it seems to be a very good start for Max Verstappen, who's got alongside Alguersuari going into the first corner. Can Verstappen get the move done as everybody's trying to squirm their way through going into the first corner for the team which I forgot the name of, Verstappen has taken the lead into the first corner ahead of his teammate in 2nd, so it's a 1-2. A great start from the 2 teammates to get up into the front. Alguersuari dropping down to 3rd position, Bird into 4th now. Cheers dropped a couple of places from the start, and Ocon stays where he is at the moment as they make their way through these double section of corners. There's a lot of double corners around here at the Dubai Autodrome, but it's a very nice flowing corner as they'll now make their way through this left-hander before going onto the back straight, where we're probably going to be seeing a lot of the overtakes being done today as they now make their way down the straight towards the hairpin now then, as Verstappen has got a bit of a gap now between himself and teammate Kvyat as they make their way down towards the hairpin. There's some side-by-side action going on in the background as Ocon is now on the inside of Frins going inside. Can he get the move done? Yes, he can. Up to the 7th place he goes as Wehrlein makes a move there on one of the AJ cars as more movement going on. The other AJ car, Ma Qinghua, getting overtaken, and something has happened to Mitch Evans there. Just saw briefly there, he's way down the back of the pack. What's happened to him? So we've got a replay because he was near the front. Let's see, going into the first corner, and oh, he clipped the back of Gencho Chi, nearly collecting. I think that was Cristobal Alvarez he nearly collected, or Robin Frins, but either way, he's down to the back as we now end the first lap. As you can see, we've now got a lap count on the left-hand side. It was there during the Macau Grand Prix program that James Bickles narrated, but FF2M Asia didn't have this. We now have it, which is going to be very important for you guys at home, as Alguersuari fending off now from Sam Bird, who's trying to get 3rd place off the Spaniard. Meanwhile, in the background, we've got Pierre Gasly on the inside of the championship leader, Cristobal Alvarez, and he goes up into 9th place. He's there. Great move from Pierre Gasly. Alvarez now having to be worried now of Oliver Rowland, who's trying to make his way through, and Pascal Wehrlein also fancies a piece of the action as well as they go through these section of corners. 2 of the layouts here at the Dubai Autodrome are FIA Grade 1. We've got the Grand Prix and the International. As right aboard, Bird now is trying to take out Alguersuari, and he's made contact. Can he hold it? No, he can't. Bird has spun, and any chance he had of possibly taking the lead in the Drivers' Championship, because he was 2 points behind Alvarez going into this race, has gone down the toilet. Bird makes a costly error, and and as a result, he now is going to find himself at the back. That is Mitch Owens, who's just gone through there. Bird now sent to the back of the pack. A costly error there for Sam Bird. He didn't need to do that, and as a result, that is bad news for Sam Bird indeed, as now we've got Oliver Rowland on the inside of Alvarez, and he takes 90 with ease. As meantime, we've got Nobuhiro Matsushita getting the move done on Pascal Verline for P11. Verline now under pressure from Roberto Meri, I could see there in the background, as they make their way through this nice flowing corner. Meanwhile, the two Willowses are now fighting for 5th position. This is Ocon on the back of Chi now then. Can Ocon get by on his Chinese teammate? Down the inside goes the Frenchman. Chi leaving enough space on the outside there, and Ocon makes his way through into 5th position. In the meantime, Gasly has got by on Frinz. He's up to 7th. He now fancies his chances on Chi, trying to go all the way around the outside, but Chi having none of it, sticking to his guns, and he's going to stay ahead of the Frenchman as they go around these complex of corners. And which kind of remind me a little bit of a backwards Bahrain, it must be said. A backwards version of that double left-hander at Bahrain, only mirrored. Through this long left-hander we go now. They're heading down towards the back straight. Will Gasly line up Chi for a pass? Down at the hairpin now then. He's going to the outside. Chi sticking to the inside. Can he get the move done? No. Chi stays in front. And as a result, he's going to hold on to 6th. Going down into the hairpin as Alvaro is having to fend off now from Nobuhiro Matsushita, who fancies his chances at a top 10 finish here today in the AJ. As we've got Meri we're looking at now, having to fend off from Alvarez's teammate, Benjamin Pryor. Meanwhile, we've got Gasly now then looking on the inside of Gencho Cheese. It's going to be P6 for the Frenchman, and it is a very easy move there for Gasly to up into P6. He now goes as he makes his way through this swooping section of corners through the double right-hander. He will now go before heading his way in towards this mirrored version of Bahrain, as I like to call it here. Or even, in fact, in a way, it's actually it kind of reminds me of Malaysia, in fact, now thinking about it, not Bahrain. It kind of reminds me of that last section at Malaysia. But anyway, we've now got another battle going on. This is Chi now having to fend off from Robin Frinz, who's on the inside of him. And can Frinz get the move done on the inside? And he can do indeed. Up into 7th place goes Robin Frinz. Chi now under pressure from Oliver Rowland, who fancies taking that final points place away from the Chinese driver if he can, as they'll now make their way towards this near 90-degree right-hander. As now Rowland lines up Chi for a pass potentially down the pit straight. He's going to look to the inside going into turn 1. He's got the overlap on the Chinese driver, so this should be the move done for the Brit. And it is. Up into 8th place goes Oliver Rowland, and he now finds himself in the points. Can he go and try and chase down Robin Frinz if he can for 7th position? As meantime, Matsushita currently in the top 10 meanwhile, as we now got a battle now between the two Frenchmen, between Ocon and Gasly, as now they're going to fight it for 5th position. At the same time, they're both also closing up to Rio Haryanto, so this could be a big fight going on. But Gasly in the section of Ocon, he's not waiting around. He could potentially get the move done into turn 1. Ocon trying to close the door and they're trying to shove him to the edge of the track. It's going to be quite tight going into the first corner. They so say side by side on the exit, but Gasly just having enough grip around the outside into turn 2, and as a result gets up into P5. A good move there from the Red Bull Academy driver, and the next target for him now is Rio Haryanto for 4th position. Meanwhile, Frenzy's also started to close up on these two as well. As meantime, the two STV racing cars are fighting it out, as that's Benjamin Pryor getting by on his own teammate Christopher Laval's. Clearly no team orders there, and this has been a disaster so far for the Uruguay driver, the man who currently leads the championship at this point in time. Meanwhile, Gasly now on the back of Haryanto for 4th position, going down the back straight, heading towards the hairpin. Is this going to be P4 now for Pierre Gasly? He's on the inside, and that's the move done pretty easily. Up into 4th place goes Pierre Gasly in the Red Bull Academy car, and now the top 4 now consisting of Red Bull Academy drivers, as we're now into the mandatory pit stop stage of the race. As you can see on the indicator, Rio Haryanto, the man who's just been overtaken by Pierre Gasly, is now coming into the pits on lap 11 of 32. You already just seen in their peel to the right to go into this pit lane, which kind of cuts most of the last corner out, it must be said. Quite a unique pit entrance, it must be said, whereas their fellow Grade 1 track, the Abu Dhabi, has a very unique pit exit, which seems to be the only feature that's actually decent in Abu Dhabi. But anyway, Rio Haryanto now in the pits as he puts a fresh set of tyres on. Let's see how quick the stop is going to be. And it's a 5.4 second stop for the Indonesian. Also in the pits is the championship leader, Cristobal Alvarez, who's so far having a disastrous race, dropping backwards down the field at the moment. Let's see where Haryanto is going to emerge after his pit stop as he flicks off the pit limiter. And Haryanto rejoins down in in around about 17th position, just in front of fellow compatriot Sean Galiles, who got a bit of a yellow flag out there. What's happened? Well, there's why. It's Mitch Evans. He's gone for another spin down at turn 1. What's happened this time? It looks like he's made contact again with someone, and it looks like he's made contact, from the looks of it, with Sean Galiles. So a disaster there then for Mitch Evans. He's once again spun, and it will be sent towards the back of the pack. As meanwhile, if you look to your left of your screens, we've actually got something else on the leaderboard. This is something new for us. You've got a pit indicator on the left hand side, which tells you who's been in the pits and who hasn't. And this lap, as you can see from his indicator down on the bottom left, we have Pierre Gasly, who's coming into the pits. He's already built a bit of a gap now between himself and Esteban Ocon, but he's still roughly around 6 seconds behind Jaime Alguersuari, whereas Verstappen, meanwhile, has built up a near 6-second lead in front of teammate Danny Kvyat, as they now make their way up this hill now then, through the left-hander, through a little bit of a climb through this long hairpin before he makes his way into the second to last corner, and we'll see him be peeling to the right to go into the pits, which he does so. So into the pits comes Pierre Gasly, as he takes through this unique pit entrance here at the Dubai Autodrome, and he'll soon be flicking on the pit limiter, which he does now. So into the pits comes the Frenchman, and let's see how quick the stop will be then for the French driver, who was in 4th before making this pit stop. He'd already passed Rio Haryanto. Haryanto has already made a pit stop. So let's see how quick this stop is going to be then for Pierre Gasly, as the crew get to work on his car, the yellow overalled mechanics. And it is a 6.7 second stop. That's 1.3 seconds slower than Pierre Gasly there, as Pascal Wehrlein now comes into the pits, as he'll flick off the pit limiter. Where is Gasly going to emerge? Let's have a look and see. I think Haryanto's already passed him. Look, he has. So surprisingly, Haryanto has got the jump back on Gasly, and as a result, Haryanto will be up to a 4th position once everybody pits as a result. So the undercut, or is it overcut? No, undercut, I believe. I get undercut and overcut confused, but whatever the case, it seems to have worked out well for Haryanto, and that seems to be the advantage that everyone keeps an eye on, as Haryanto on the move again. He's got the move done on Sam Bird, and he makes his way now up into 9th position as he makes his way through this left-hander, as he'll now try and get on the prowl of Nobuharu Matsushita in front in the AJ car, as now negotiating through this right-hander. And he's also a Red Bull Academy driver as well, judging from the Red Bull sponsor on the back. So could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there, unless that's a little bit of an error there from AJ there. So yeah, who knows really. But anyway, Haryanto on the inside of Nobuharu Matsushita, and he's already got the move done. He didn't even need to wait for the first corner. He already had the traction going out of the final corner, but Nobuharu's not giving up. He's going to try and get that 8th place back, but Haryanto just able to hold on, and as a result gets back up into the points. Some great overtaking going on from Rio Haryanto at the moment, as we're at the halfway stage of this feature race here at the Dubai Autodrome. Meantime, Max Verstappen, the race leader now, comes into the pits, and having built a very healthy lead in front of teammate Danny Kvyat, as he'll now make his way into pit lane. I've remembered what the team is now. It's Gajera's, as I could tell, because it's got Sega on it. Obviously, Sega sponsored the Gajera team in the top class. But also into the pits is Jaime Alguersuari. He's also in as well from 3rd position. So that's going to be important. Let's see where Verstappen emerges after his stop. Kvyat obviously continuing on because his teammate's been in the pit, so he will continue to lead the race. Ocon also hasn't pitted. He stayed out. Verstappen rejoins in 3rd position behind Ocon. So he should, in theory, be back in the lead once Ocon and his teammate Kvyat come back, make their pit stop, I should say. Meanwhile, Alguersuari comes out just in front of Gasly, but where's Rio Haryanto? Rio Haryanto's dropped to 11th on the timing screen. What's happened to him there? Because he was in front of Gasly. What on earth has happened to Rio Haryanto? Well, is this going to be it here then? Let's have a look. So Haryanto on the back of Sirotkin, and he clips the back of the Russian. Unbelievable stuff. Haryanto, being a bit too bold there going into the final corner, has dropped away any chance he had of a possible podium here in this race, and as a result, he drops himself out of the points. A disaster for Rio Haryanto. He didn't need to do that, and unfortunately he has. Meanwhile, the 2 Red Bull Academy drivers fighting it out with Sam Bird for P7. This is Alguersuari trying to have a look to the outside of the Brit. Gasly looking for any opportunity he can to pounce if he can. Just looking to see if any mistake happens in front, as Roy Nassani meanwhile comes into the pits. Alguersuari now darts to the inside. He flicked it back to the inside, but Bird covers it off. So close to contact between the pair, but Bird able to hold on for 7 for the time being. Bird, of course, has not had the best of races so far after that contact he had earlier on with Jaime Alguersuari, and probably trying to prove a message saying I could have been a competitor for your podium if I hadn't made that stupid clumsy error I made a little bit earlier on. But anyway, Alguersuari now right on the rear of Bird. He's going to try and look to the inside, going into this left-hander. Can he pull it off? No, again. Bird shutting the door there as they make their way through the long left-hander. As Danny Kvyat finally comes into the pits himself now. Then is Ocon going to join him in the pits as well? I'm not 100% sure. The timing tower hasn't changed yet. So let's see. Has Ocon come into the pits? We've got a yellow flag. It's Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen has gone for a spin. The race leader, well, the legit race leader after the pit stops, has spun off. And has he made a similar contact to what Rio Haryanto did earlier? Well, this is possibly giving a good opportunity perhaps for Danny Kvyat to possibly get the win, unless he gets jumped by these guys. As Alguersuari now on the inside of Sam Bird, and he makes his way through. Has he? Oh no, Bird's trying to still stick with him. Alguersuari trying to go all the way around the outside into turn 2, and he finally gets the move done. He gets the position made. Gazzy trying to have a look now on Bird, trying to swoop around the outside, but can't quite get it done. And Alguersuari through into 6th, and Kvyat did get out in front of Alguersuari, so he'll be leading after that contact with Verstappen. Let's see what happened, and it was with, it looks like it was with, from the looks of it, Gencho Chi. Verstappen clipping the back there of, was it Ocon in fact? I think it might have been Ocon in fact, the timing screen there being a bit weird, but he made contact as a result with Esteban Ocon, and that's cost him a chance of victory as Kvyat there gets by on Roland, who's still yet to stop, and now he's on the back of Ocon, who's now yet to stop himself. He's going onto the inside. Is this going to be the move done for Kvyat? I don't know what the timing screen is saying. He's already ahead, probably because this is a replay. Kvyat takes the lead again from Ocon, who at this point has now just come into the pits. Ocon, as you can see there on the left-hand side, rejoining in 9th after his pit stop. Somebody else there going into the pits is Mitai Chi now on the inside of Haryanto. This is the battle for, I believe this is P4 in fact. There's actually a couple in the pits. Roland is now finally coming to the pits as now we look at, well, Chi just got the move done there on Haryanto, but Haryanto now trying to get back at Chi now, then going into the first corner. Can he do what Masashita failed to do on him earlier? Haryanto on the inside, and he gets back at the Chinese driver, so back up into P4, goes through Haryanto, and look at this now, Max Verstappen is caught up to this fight. The man has probably got red in his eyes after kicking himself from yet another costly mistake, from another costly victory. He probably could have had a win in Macau last time out, Verstappen could, had he not crashed out at the first corner on the feature race. And again, he's making these little errors here and there. He needs to try and tidy that up if he wants to try and win a championship this season in FF2M Asia Series, and even in the main FF2M Series if he ends up staying there. But Chi on the inside of Haryanto, and he finally gets the move done up into 4th position. But Haryanto goes wide. Can Verstappen get the move? And yes, he can. Haryanto has gone wide, and Verstappen takes full advantage to get himself up into P5. Now Verstappen on the back of a Willows car again. This time he'll be hoping not to make the same error he made earlier. He's trying to have a go. He's made contact, and he's made the same mistake. What are you doing, Verstappen? That's the second time he's at the back of a Willows. He earlier on hit Ocon, and now he's hit He's now hit Chi as meantime. Look at this freeway scrap that's going on. I don't think this is even a battle. This is Kvyat just trying to get through on the traffic there. And this was who was this that was trying to get himself involved? It was Sirotkin, and well, it was a pink car. I'm not really sure which pink car it was. It must have been Verline, but nearly cost it. In fact, it might have been Verstappen. In fact, that was actually Verstappen who made the triple overtake. It was quite confusing. There's contact there. Who is that? That is, well, they managed to keep it together there. So great driving there. Now, was that Alvarez or was that Pryor? I'm not 100% sure. No, it was neither of the STV racing cars. I get these two teams mixed up, but it was Friends who clipped the back of Haryanto, but now he fancies a PC action. He's on the inside of him going into the first corner as he already got the move done on the Indonesian. He's still sticking to the right-hand side, and Friends gets the move done, and up into 5th place goes the Dutchman. He gets up into P5 pretty easily. Meantime, Max Verstappen still with red in his eyes. Now, trying to get through on Sirotkin to try and see if he could salvage something in this race. He is in the points, but he wants to try and see if he could salvage some more. Down the inside goes Verstappen, and he gets the move done on Sirotkin pretty easily there, as they've got Ocon now also in this fight as well. Ocon looking to see if he could pick up some points in this race as well, as now Verstappen on the back of Haryanto. Can he get the move done? He's already... Let's see if he can pull the move off. He can't. Haryanto fends off at the same time. Verstappen was also fending off from Sirotkin. He's trying to get him back. This four-way scrap continues as Verstappen gets on the inside of Haryanto, as Ocon tried to get on the inside of Sirotkin. Side by side going through the corner. It seems that Haryanto's just got the overlap, as meantime, look at this, Sirotkin trying to go on the outside. Ocon, meanwhile, look at Ocon, look at that. Brilliant stuff from Verstappen and Ocon. They've gained places there. Ocon getting 2 places from Haryanto and Roland, and he gets up into 7th. Verstappen made his way through there on on Haryanto, and he gets up a position as Sorokin now takes 8th from Haryanto as he went wide into that corner. So Haryanto, from being in 6th earlier, now finds himself out of the points. As meanwhile, Ocon and Verstappen fighting again now for P6. Ocon not thinking about a lunge into the final corner. He's going to think potentially the first corner perhaps to try and get the position off of the Dutchman. He's on the slipstream. He's going to the inside. Can Ocon get the move done on the Gutierrez? Down the inside goes Ocon. Is this going to be P7 for the Frenchman? And yes, it is. Up into 7th place. Sorry, 6th place, I should say. Goes Esteban Ocon. So it's now 5th and 6th for the Willows guys. As Gencho Chi, in fact, has lost the place to Frins on team by the cameras. And that's Simon Alguersuari. Alguersuari is out from a possible podium place. Alguersuari is out of the race. What a shame for him. 2nd place looked to be on the cards. And it is a suspension failure that has taken care of the Spaniard. And what a shame for him indeed. As meantime, Matsushita now looking to the inside of Haryanto. Is he going to get the top 10th place? Nearly close to contact, but up into 10th place now goes Matsushita in the AJ car with just 7 and a bit laps to go. As meantime, we've got a team rivalry going on. This is Chi versus Ocon. Now, I wonder if there's going to be team orders at Willows here at play. I'm not really sure, but Ocon in the slipstream already of Chi. Chi defending the inside. Careful, boys. Your teammate don't make contact. That was so close to contact. Ocon diving on the inside there. Chi luckily saw him at the last minute, and Ocon gets himself up into 4th position. As meantime, Verstappen once again is under pressure from Sergei Sorokin in the background. Here we go. Sorokin could be under pressure from both the teammates here. Look, because Roland's not that far from this battle. On the inside now then goes Sorokin. Can he get the move done on Verstappen? So close to contact, but Sorokin gets the move done, and up into P6 goes the Russian. And Verstappen now could find himself under pressure from Roland. In fact, he might be now, because Roland now on the back of Verstappen. At one point, Verstappen was leading this race, but 2 errors clearly have cost him. He shot his tyres, and he's paying the price as a result. As now on the inside goes Roland on Verstappen, and that is P7 for the Brit. Up to 7th place goes Oliver Roland, and now can he try and chase down his own teammate Sergei Sorokin? That is the question as they make their way through the double right-hander before going around the Malaysia-esque double right-hander. Roland now on the inside of his own teammate, so close to contact as they go side by side through turn 2, but Roland has the grip and moves up into 6th position. Can Verstappen try and get Sorokin back now then? Verstappen trying to go all the way around the outside, but he can't get the move stick, and now Sam Bird finds himself back in the fight for points. Remember, he had contact earlier on with Jaime Alguersuari, and now he finds himself back in the battle for the final points place as this battle continues on as we ride on board now with Sam Bird heading towards the double left-hander before heading on to the back straight. Verstappen in the slipstream of Sorokin as they make their way down the back straight now, then heading towards the hairpin. Verstappen in the slipstream. Can he get the move done on the Russian? He's going to the outside. Not really wise, I don't think, to go onto the outside, but he's going to try it anyway. He's obviously been blocked up by Sorokin. Bird's going to take full advantage, and he gets up into P8. Up into 8th place goes the Brit, and Verstappen now finds himself out of the points as a result. So a terrible race overall for Max Verstappen, and he'll want to forget this day straight away and move on to the sprint race tomorrow, as we have 4 and a bit laps to go in this race for Danny Kvyat, who is leading away from Gasly and Frins, who is on the final podium place. I don't know if Ocon is gaining on him. We'll probably have to check on that. But speaking of Willows, Chi meanwhile could be caught up by Roland if he's not careful. As meantime now Bird fancies his chances on Sorokin for P7 as they make their way through the left-hander. Verstappen still sticking with this group now as they make their way through the double right-hander. Kvyat now with a 20.7 second lead in front of Pierre Gasly, so it shows the pace that he's showing today. And then so that's that then. Gasly got over nearly 4 seconds ahead of Frins, and nearly 3 seconds covers Frins and Ocon. Meanwhile now, Bird on the slipstream of Sorokin. Can he get P7 from the Russian as they make their way down towards the first corner? On the inside goes Sam Bird, and that's moved on for Sam Bird. So up into 7th place he will go, and at the moment he will be level with Cristobal Alvarez, but I'm not sure if anybody else could take the championship lead away from Alvarez. I imagine they could, but we will see. Meantime now, Verstappen fancies his chances to get himself back in the points. He's on the inside of Sorokin. Is this going to be P8 for the TH Dutchman? And it is. Back up to P8 goes Max Verstappen in the Gutierrez, and now can he go and chase after Bird again for P7 as we are now on lap 29 of the race here at the Dubai Autodrome. We're getting very close to the end of the race here at the feature race at Dubai, as Verstappen now then starting to get away a little bit now from Sergei Sorokin, as he'll now try and see if he can chase back after Bird and Roland. Roland not gaining as much on to Chi as I expected, really. Chi so far covering the gap pretty well between himself and Roland at this stage. Whether that will change by the end of the race, we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, we now look at Sam Bird, who's now on the back of Ollie Rowland now. His fellow compatriot for P6. Can he get the move done on him now then as we're on the penultimate lap of the race? Bird now then on the inside of Ollie Rowland. Can he get P6 from his fellow compatriot? He's on the inside. Can he get the move done? And yes, he can. Up into P6 goes Sam Bird. And now can he go after Gencho Chi for P5 as Rowland will now be under pressure again from Max Verstappen behind. So he's got to be wary of the teenage Dutchman. Verstappen tried to go all the way around the outside, but it didn't quite work. We're now on the final lap of the race. Verstappen now on the back of Ollie Rowland. Can he get P7 from the Brit? He tried it, but Rowland just having enough traction on the exit there, that final corner. Verstappen now trying again, going into the first corner. Can Verstappen get the move done on Rowland for P7? On the inside he goes, and Rowland's still trying to hang it around the outside. Can Verstappen hang it around the outside at turn 2? No, he can't. Rowland fends him off there, and that's going to bring Rowland's teammate Sirotkin into play. But we're now into the final two corners. Here is Verstappen's teammate Danica Fiat, who inherited the lead after Verstappen's mistake, and he never looked back. Round in the final corner, and it is going to be Danica Fiat who wins the feature race here at the Dubai Autodrome. A fantastic race for the Russian, a great day for the Gutierrez nonetheless. Despite what happened with Verstappen, it's a victory for Gutierrez. Danica Fiat winning the feature race here in Dubai. Fantastic indeed. Here is your final results then. Danica Fiat winning by over 20 seconds ahead of Pierre Gasly in second, Robin Frins in third with Esteban Ocon in fourth, Gencho Chi in fifth position, just holding off Sam Bird, who finished in sixth, Ollie Rowland in seventh, with Max Verstappen a disastrous day, completing the points in eighth, and he even goes away with the fastest lap bonus point as well. But still, it could have been the victory today for Max Verstappen if he just kept a cool head, it must be said. So he will walk away with 2 points, the same number of points as what Ollie Rowland will get in this race. We now take a look at the Drivers' Championship, and as you can see, there is a change at the top because thanks to his victory, Danica Fiat now leads the championship by 2 points. The Pierre Gasly with Sam Bird in third position. Alvarez drops to fourth. Verline in fifth. Frins in sixth. Sirotkin in seventh with Hagashwari in eighth. 4 drivers actually tied on 6 points, in fact, with Ocon in 9th and Markelov and Chi tied in 10th position. In the teams, Gutierrez lead the way by 4 points ahead of Magnum 4th, with OLM Racing in 3rd, STV Racing 4th, Spaniel 5th, Willow's finally getting some points on the board in 6th, with GRM in 7th, Shake and Bake in 8th, Liquid Target in 9th, with Pedersen in 10th, and the only team yet to score a point this season is AJ Motorsport. So there you have it then. That has been it for the feature race here at the Dubai Autodrome. A very exciting feature race, lots of chaos going on, and a very enjoyable race indeed. But I hope you guys have enjoyed it. We will see you guys tomorrow for the sprint race here at the Dubai Autodrome. But until then, I've been Joseph Wallows, your FF2M commentator, and I will see you tomorrow for the sprint race here at the Dubai Autodrome. Take care.